Like someone was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, that was me. That was
Oh,
really loud. Sorry about that.
We're live. And
we
5,
are.
We're
4,
live, and I just
3,
threw my phone on the table.
2,
Yeah, I'm about to throw my
1.
head on the wall.
What should I do for next season on that? Instead of the
Nothing.
countdown,
Be quiet.
I should
Be
definitely.
quiet.
Maybe I'll start at 10
I'm gonna set the
for
timer
next
out.
season.
I'm gonna set the timer so that you join later, while Sandy and I already do the first 10 minutes, and then when you come in, we'll just be like,
Okay, yeah,
oh,
you're
it's
right.
time
So
for a
I need to
guest.
start at 10. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, that's fine too, because Sandy and I won't be here at 10.
So you know what's so crazy is like
What?
that music that came on accidentally. It muted all of us. I mean, that'd been.
Yeah, it always does whenever there's audio on the
What I'm saying is that would have solved all your problems. Hello,
Sandy,
everybody.
you don't need to say that stuff. That's fine.
Sandy.
I said Sandy.
Okay.
That's what I had said.
We can rewind it. I'll rewind.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
How's it going, y'all?
Welcome to the Social Distancing Show. What?
Welcome. Tim is doing the countdown in the comments.
Oh gosh.
Tim, you're picking up some bad habits
for the show.
For real, though.
My friend.
Hey, I just want to ask some of you guys out there: are you popular? Just a question.
Are you popular? What are we in high school?
What do you mean by popular?
You know, like, do you know a plethora of people?
A plethora?
Yeah. Are you a cornucopia of events?
Would you say we have a plethora of piñatas, El Guapo?
Yes.
I don't even know how to talk to people anymore. It's so awkward. Like, when I see people, I'm like, I don't even know who you are with that mask.
Right, especially with the mask on. I'll have the mask on, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I don't need to smile at you. I'm mentally smiling at you, but I don't have to waste the muscles.
Like, I'm going to verbalize that I smiled at you. Like, hey, I smiled at you.
Right.
It's called smizing. Smiling with your eyes. You have to
Such
smize.
a silly word. Who made up that word?
Like,
I believe that was, what's her name? Tyra Banks.
I don't want to get crow's feet. I'm not smiling with my eyes.
Well, there's that too, I guess.
So how was your day, Sandy?
What did I do today? I don't think I did anything today. I'm trying to think. My day was good. I went to work.
Ooh, sorry.
I'm really trying to think. I pretty much watched crime shows all day long.
All day.
I did. Well, because like I've had so many things to get submitted for deadlines and renewal dates and all this stuff. And so I'm like, I got it all done. And so while I'm working, I have my crime show stuff playing in the background. So that's what I do. And then I came home and I did that. But that's about it. How about you, Jamie?
I felt weird after I got home. Like I had to call in late this morning because my head was feeling weird, and then I got into work, and then I left, went to go pick up the kiddos' stuff for school. She starts on Monday, and then came home, and my head was just like, you know, when your head feels so heavy, it's just got to lay down, like, and I couldn't even really take a nap, but I was just there like, oh man, and then we went to go pick up. No, I couldn't even doze off. So then we went to go pick up some dinner, came home, and then, so you guys know I've been in Toastmasters for quite a while, right? And one of the guys that I really enjoy listening to, he's speaking right now, actually. He just went on stage a few minutes ago, live, in front of hundreds of thousands of people right now. And I'm like, oh, I want to watch it live just because you want to feel it live. I'll catch him on the replay, but it's like, and I always tell people, I'm like, whatever your political affiliation is, Barack Obama he speaks so well. And as a Toastmaster, you look for people like that who can just speak well. Like, y'all remember when Kim comes on? Like, I love listening to Kim speak. Mm-hmm. That's her organization, Kim Speaks.
She was the good one.
Yeah, yes. She was good.
And so I really appreciate listening to people because it helps me sharpen my skills when I speak. And so I was like, oh, I gotta get on. I was like, so I had to.
I wish I could listen, but I lose my focus.
Oh, but he just like, people like him, they just address people so well, and they have this great tone when they speak. And their
cadence,
tempo.
the cadence and tempo is really good, and it just like they know when to pause and when to draw you in and get that extra little tweak in what they're saying. Yeah.
It makes a difference between the person who just rambles and you're kind of like,
right. Yeah, from the person that just reads the teleprompter as it is, instead of like, hey, insert pause here.
Yeah. Like, pauses are good. Staying quiet sometimes in a speech. It's okay if it's purposeful, if it's meant to be. And so you listen for those things. And for me, it's like, oh, I like hearing that. So
yeah, it's just not good on live TV. On a talk show. On a talk show where we are known for talking, that's not good.
No pausitarian.
How was your day, Joe?
So I made it to work today, and I actually had to do work. If you happen to follow our Instagram account, the Social UnDistancing Show, you'll notice that I posted my actual where I was working. I wasn't really working. I was just in a Zoom meeting. So
I felt like you just posted that, like, look, I'm kind of productive.
Right, I'm kind of productive today. And what's crazy with this meeting is that it was about stuff that is important for a business, a restaurant in general. But for me, on my side, my eyes glaze over because we're talking about inventory and we're talking about accounting and reporting that I don't really have any part of. But it interacts with my software, so I kind of have to have an idea. And so she's doing her demo, and I'm like this.
So that was almost like your demo that you did. It pertained to nobody in there.
Right, exactly. It was the same company, though. So this time I was just there to make sure I could answer questions that were relevant to me. And the funny thing about that Zoom meeting, I actually have a webcam. I'm not doing that. So
I see it, actually. I'm looking.
Yeah, so I turned off the webcam so to make sure that they knew that I was not listening to them.
Right.
It was like when I listen to Spanish. Yeah. It's like when I listen to Spanish, I just listen for my name. And then I perk up.
Right. I know, like at Christmas and
every
stuff.
time
Like, at Christmas, we're over there. Mira el Joe. Right. Más allá sentado el Joe.
Right.
Mira el pinche Joe.
So you know what's funny?
I know what that means.
And I see you have a mouse that's on the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
So funny thing is, I use my mouse on my left hand side.
And you're not left-handed.
And I'm not left-handed. Yeah.
You're weird. No, I'm left-handed, but I do everything right-handed except for draw and eat.
Why do you think that is, Joe?
It's because growing up, left-handed was supposedly bad. So, and it's funny because my mom said when we lived in the Philippines that they had a Filipino nurse and she would see me doing stuff with my left hand and she'd swat it. Like this. And my mom was like,
"What?
Don't do that." And she was like trying to explain. She's like, he doesn't need to be using his left hand because that back then it was a bad thing to use your left hand.
Well, because like the biblical times were rough. Yeah. They were like tough on people.
Yeah, you don't like them lefties.
Jesus would not approve of.
They'd be like, "Go out. You're gonna go thresh some more wheat, please."
Yeah, I know. Go build a pyramid.
Right, yeah. I never have trouble staying awake during the day. Once you say meeting time, it's snoozeville. Oh, yeah. And this is what's crazy. I have to pay just enough attention to make sure that if they call on
Ask
to me,
you your opinion.
Yeah. So I can't like mute them and watch something else on my 3 screens or whatever. So
and I like watch it's on, but I'm also have forensic files over here, and then I'm also like, let me see what's on Facebook.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Someone asked me today, how long does it take you to edit images? I was like, well, if I have something going on the side, it usually takes me longer. It's like, I'm like, oh, I should be editing here. Oh, Umbrella Academy. And let's see what else is going on.
Jillian says she did that with her oldest.
Oh, she'd swat the left hand? What is wrong with you?
I don't know what Joanne was trying to say here.
I think she hit enter whenever she was trying to go to the next thing on her phone.
She hit it with her left hand.
Right, exactly.
It got in her way.
Hey, Jamie,
Yeah, what's up?
who do we have on the show?
Guys, we have someone pretty cool coming on. I kind of was talking about it last night, how if you've ever seen or wanted to know what life was like in like the beauty pageant world, and some of the workings and some of the going ons behind there, we were having a guest on tonight to tell us about it. And so we have someone who has experience in that world. I will say she's successful at it. I'll let her explain why. But honestly, you will just see or hear from her why being in the pageant world is so cool. And anyway, let's just bring Paris on. So without further ado, help us welcome Paris Regan. I hope I said that right.
Hey, Paris. It's actually Regan, right? Paris
Yeah, but
Regan.
it's fine. My professor.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's really impressive that you know my first name because my professors at Tech just call me Regan. I didn't even get a first name. So,
They're like, that must be a
I'll
typo
take
right
it.
there.
no,
You're
it
like-
wasn't. Reagan's such a common name in Texas, so I just felt like that's why they just said it all the time. I was just like, yeah, that's me.
Right.
Well, welcome to the
time.
Social Undistancing Show. Thanks
Yeah,
for
I
hanging
know,
out with
thank
us
you
tonight.
guys. It's fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
It's different, right?
I will say I think it's been fun. We're almost at 100 episodes, so we're still together, not tearing each other's microphones off. So I think
Right,
we're doing pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Paris, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I heard like you speak about the whole pageant experience. So I have been competing in pageants for a long time. I'm 22 now. I've been competing in pageants since I was 5.
Oh, wow.
She's a
grew up-
machine.
I grew up in a small town. It's actually the capital, Nevada, Carson City, and that's where I had my very first pageant. I think it was in like some library. I don't know. It was like some state capitol library, I think, and I won. And I was so addicted. It was like my mom put me in it just to see what will happen because I think she just was anxious to see how I'll react like on stage because I was already in dance. And I was really young and I won and I was addicted. And at age 5, I got to travel all the way across Nevada as a queen it was called the Cinderella pageant. Highly recommend it if you have little ones. But it teaches you a lot. But yeah, and then I grew up in the pageant world. I was Miss Nevada Teen, 2015. And then I went to Texas Tech University. I just graduated from Tech. I know, I love
Congratulations.
Tech. Welcome. I was a journalism major, and I loved it. I miss Tech. I do. But I live in Vegas now.
Okay.
Joe actually took my graduation pictures.
I did.
Okay.
Sadly, he had to deal with like my whole family and my boyfriend. Yeah, it was an adventure.
They're lots of fun.
They were so lots of fun. I love that.
They were so lots of fun.
Yes, I clicked it a few times. We're good. Thank you.
It was a lot to handle. I felt so bad for Joe. And then
Don't feel too bad for him.
But I was a reporter actually for KCBD when I was in Lubbock.
Whoa.
I know. I realized, the reporting world wasn't for me and it wasn't something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So now I do live back home in Vegas and I am a medical sales rep and I love it. But I just my Alexa wanted to talk. My Alexa wanted to talk. Sorry.
She's like, what about me?
Yeah.
No.
What have I been doing?
Yeah.
But no,
I know someone who does that medical pharmaceuticals. Up over here, and he makes good. Let's put it that.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like I was telling Joe before this, it's so hard. Everyone, it's easy once you get in it, but it's so hard to get in and like just get that experience that you need. But I did just win 2 weeks ago. I won Miss Nevada. So
congratulations.
Congratulations. Wow.
Making
You're
the
just
most out of
winning them left and right, aren't you?
I mean, I didn't compete in a pageant for a really long time. I mean, the last pageant I competed in was Miss Texas when I was Miss Lubbock. I won Miss Lubbock in 2017, my freshman year at Tech. So, yeah.
I'm telling you, she's a machine.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so let's start somewhere. Let's start at the beginning. You said at 5 years old, you started in the very first pageant. In that piece of the conversation, you said that if you have little ones, you encourage them to join. So take us from what you can remember in that 5-year-old state. Like, why do you feel like it's such a good opportunity for parents to get their kids involved in beauty pageants?
Well, I was actually pretty old in this pageant because there was infants in it. There's an infant division, yes, and my mom actually judged it here in Vegas just recently. So, yeah, I was like, "How do you judge a baby?" I don't know.
That was my question. How do you judge a baby?
Stage presence, obviously.
No,
I don't know. I think my mom picked the baby that just didn't cry on stage. Honestly, I don't know.
You don't think she looked at him and be like, not the ugly ones. I just play.
No, he's not. We talk about ugly babies.
My mom loves babies and kids. I don't really love them that much. I mean, I love them, but I can't have my own. And I would never, if I judged, I'd be like, I don't know, they all are cute, whatever, who cares? But no, I was 5 years old when I started. Everyone says it's a beauty pageant. Like, yes, it is. I mean, you don't have to be beautiful, like drop dead gorgeous, because I don't think I was at all. And it's more about how you're going to carry yourself, like how you're going to present yourself on stage. So at a young age, the child's learning how to speak in front of hundreds or thousands of people and say their name and their age and where they're from and what their favorite food is. And they're just talking like with a microphone in their hand to, you name it, like I said, 1,000, sometimes millions when you're like at the level like Miss USA. But you start at a young age of just learning how to public speak and then how to model. I mean, that's how I started modeling. I still have those pictures of me. And then private interview one-on-one. So like a 5-year-old is having an interview and like a 3-year-old is having a one-on-one interview with a 40-year-old man, who runs a business. So it's like, and they have a resume, like the parents teach their child how a resume works. I mean, it really just sets you up for success in the future and how to carry yourself and public speak and how to interview. If it wasn't for being in pageants, I don't really think I would have a prayer in this field of medical sales, let alone as a reporter.
So I called it beauty pageant, and I need to drop the beauty part and just, it's a pageant.
I mean,
pageants.
There are still
I'm asking in seriousness, so don't let me go out there in the world and say something. People be like, "What is he talking?" I'll be like, "Wait a minute, I had a beauty pageant person on. She didn't correct me."
No, so I would say there's 2 types of pageants. There's like the glitz pageants, which you see toddlers and tiaras, and that is like all about beauty. The girls just have to know how to like stand like a robot. I always wanted to do it. My mom never let me do it. Still, like I out-aged. I actually did look if I could compete when I moved here to Vegas. I can't. I'm too old. I know. Like, Mom, I wanted a flipper, and a flipper's fake teeth. I was like, I wanted a flipper. I wanted to wear all the hair and the makeup. And she was like, no, you need to learn like how to carry yourself and be a woman at a young age, not how to just walk around.
Okay. So I didn't realize that that was a dynamic. I thought, man, toddlers and tiaras is serious. And I might have known somebody that competed, and we can talk about that later.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I would always want to be on that show, and I tried to, and everything. My mom just wouldn't let me compete. My pageant coach, actually, she was a coach on toddlers and tiaras. Her name is Georgina Vaughn. She's amazing.
She's a good photographer.
Yes, she learned from her dad. But no, then there's the other pageants, which I mentioned, like Cinderella for the younger girls. It's called National American Miss. National American Miss is actually a pageant I started after I did Cinderella. And what's really hard about that pageant is you have to know and memorize a 1-minute speech about you have to present a speech to the judges and to also the entire audience about who you are, what your ambitions are, what you're going to do as a queen. I mean, it's really hard, and you're like asking 6-year-old girls to do this, and it's like these girls learn at a really young age. Some pageants, like Miss America, they require dancing, they require talent. I was a dancer my entire life, so I mean, a lot of these pageants require you to be able to show that you are very diverse and unique, and you can bring a lot of different things to the table. So that's what.
Uh-oh.
It'll catch up, right?
Let's let it catch up.
So that's very interesting, Paris, if you can hear us.
Okay, no,
yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, there. Sorry. Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, you paused there, Paris, for a second, so we weren't sure. We were making sure that you were still going.
That's the fun of a live show and technology doing what it wants to do when it wants to do it. So
right, yeah. Oh, she froze again.
Yeah, like again, but no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there.
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
All right, continuing on. I have a question, but I feel like we're early on in the conversation to ask it, but I don't want to forget it either. So I'm just going to kind of throw it out there and see. So, with your experience in the pageant world, from all the way from 5 years old all the way up to even currently, like just last week you said, or 2 weeks ago, right? What's something that if you owned your own pageant and could run it the way you want to, what's one thing that you would want to really see different in the pageants that you have experience in?
Oh, that's a good question there, Mr. Pineapples.
And I hated asking it right now because I'm like, I still don't understand everything in the pageants that she does right now.
She freezes like in the best frames, like and look at this fierce look that she
looks good in her frozen state, right?
Oh, that's so hard. Because the pageants I've done is you have to, of course, know how to model, work that swimsuit, have a very toned, perfect body almost. You also sometimes have to have a talent. Like I mentioned, you have to be a dancer. You have to show like that you are involved in the community. Something I would really love to add to a pageant is I would love to show, like, I want girls to show evidence of what they're doing. Because, a lot of things that girls do are community service all the time. Especially as a queen, they're like, oh, I'm making a difference in the community. And it's like, okay, but like, prove it, like show that you're different. So many girls like do community service. Like, what's going to make you different from the other girls when you hit that national level?
Right.
So for me, I grew up in the fire station. My dad was a firefighter my entire life. Wow. So when I went to college, I taught fire safety education for 16 years with my dad. Like, I loved teaching fire safety education, making public service announcements in Nevada. Now, when I went to Texas, I had all the credentials and stuff to be a volunteer firefighter. So I was a volunteer firefighter in Wolfforth. And then, so it was fun. And so, like, that was my way of making a difference. And I had evidence to show it. There was pictures of me going out in the station and being in the fires and responding on calls. And then I also, another thing I really push what makes me different, I think, and like what should be added in a pageant is like, I also have had 2 state laws passed here in Nevada against bullying.
Hush your mouth.
Wow.
I know, right?
Are you serious, Paris?
I mean, I'm not a lobbyist or a senator or like a congressman.
No.
I got to go speak to legislature in 2017. And we were able to develop 2 bills that are now 2 laws here in Nevada against bullying.
What?
I know, right? And so
that's freaking amazing.
That's evidence. So I feel like when girls walk into their interview and they have their resume and they say like they are something, blah, blah, blah. Well, show us, like, print out a document saying you actually do that, or print out a picture of you actually doing something different. Because I feel like sometimes girls do kind of lie on their resume. Just try to be different, and like they learned from the pageant coach how to work around it, right? And how to,
embellish. They were embellishing.
Yeah.
They didn't like speak from their heart, like when you actually experience something and you actually do it, you just speak naturally about it, and you don't have to like have a pageant coach to tell you.
Right.
So honestly, I would really love to, once you're at this age, I think pageant coaches need to go. Like, you need to be your own unique self and present yourself to the table. Like, if you have a coach, go to another pageant. Like, don't be.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like,
and all the pageant coaches are like,
oh, the coaches are like, wait. No, like, I mean, I get it if you're younger.
Right.
That's how I learned. But I feel like once you're hit 20 or 18, like, girls, you know yourself, and that's why you're in this pageant. You don't need someone to tell you what to do or something like that. Like, I think like you just need to be the best version of yourself and present that to the judges, and let the best girl win, not like the best coached girl win.
Oh,
I like the way you said that. I like that, because there's a lot of times where I'm like, it's kind of like society or people on any topic, right, can like something, but you like it for a different reason, and maybe it's not the same reason. It's because you found some backstory to it, and you're like, oh man, I really dig this person because this thing that they've done, and I really support that, and not a lot of people know about that, and so it's like, oh, I'm gonna always support that person every time. And so I like the way you said that.
Yeah, because I mean, in this last pageant, I didn't have a coach, let alone I didn't even know I was competing until like a month, 2 months before this pageant. And so I had no coaching. I went in and I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to be me. And I won. But I think there's so many girls that have coaches that are like, oh, how do I pose? How do I do this? And it's like, as long as you started at a young age in pageants, you'll know how to do that. Like, I haven't worked with my coach, Georgina Vaughn, since I was 16, and I still use the same moves she taught me, the same diet, everything, you name it. I still use the same thing. You don't need to like keep going to the next coach or trainer thinking that you're going to win. Like, you're going to win by just being you, not by what you use.
Right.
So there's a couple of comments over here I want to bring up to you real quick. Paris, Carrie Patton Jackson, she's saying, so Paris, you actually are making a difference. Good on you, girl.
Nice. Thanks.
And then Scott Sampson says, we love you, Paris. Avery says hi.
Okay, so this is a perfect example. So Avery right here, her dad put her in the Cinderella pageant. I believe she's 6 years old. This girl is amazing. She can sing. She can do everything. She's starting to get a dance. I was doing her hair and makeup for the Cinderella pageant, and she was awesome. She can carry on a conversation like nobody's business, and she just started in pageants. I mean, but pageants taught her that stuff, and he told me that he put her in pageants at a very, very young age, like since she was a baby. So that just shows at age 6, she could be president right now, honestly. She's
hi, Avery. Thanks for watching.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Future president watching right now. Awesome.
So Paris, I know that you've like judged a couple of pageants too. So as a judge, what are you looking for in particular contestants? What is something that like, hey, this one is better than this one at that, or whatever?
I look for a girl with spark. It's just something that's naturally like when it's a girl's time to shine, it will really show. And you just know, like, you're going to shine when you hit that stage or when you're walking into that interview room. I really look for, the first phase is always interview. So I look for the girl that's going to be genuine. She's not going to sound rehearsed. A lot of little girls, like a 7-year-old repeats like, my favorite color is pink. And I love it because of Cinderella's dress or something like that, and smiles at the end. And I'm like, that was awkward. Like, that's not how a 7-year-old would talk to me. Like, if I asked her what's your favorite color. So then, like, I remember, like, if I asked, like, another girl, and I actually picked her as my winner, I go, so what's your favorite food? She's like, oh, after dance practice, I really love a cheeseburger. And it's like, yes, girl. Like, that's the one I want.
Right, exactly.
I always look for a girl that is just genuine in the heart and is natural and will like be herself. And then on stage, like I said, it just needs that spark. So the minute when she hits that stage, you can tell that she's just like, you know what? Let go and let God. Like, you learn that at a young age when you're in pageants, and no matter how much you practice, you never know if you're going to trip or anything. But if you just walk in and you own that stage, that's who you're going to pick. You're not going to pick the girl that you can see is questioning herself what she's doing on stage. So that's what I look for.
Man, y'all better pay attention to that, because I don't think that's just for the pageants. Like, that's just when you go into work
That's
or
life.
you
That's
walk
just
into a
life,
room.
right?
Like, you just own it. That's what I tell Paris. That's what I tell my girls all the time. Like, because they'll tell me all the reasons that they feel they need to be quiet or in a shell or something like that. I'm like, girl, I'm like, you go in. I'm like, you're a pina. You're a pina. You walk in there, you stomp that foot in there, and you tell them my name is Miss Pina, and I'm going to tell you about this. I'm like, you can do this. And so, yeah, I like what you're saying.
I mean, sometimes you should be quiet, like when a teacher's teaching, but other than that, like, there's certain times where you don't want to make your mark.
Learn that concept.
Sandy had problems with that concept.
I still have problems. Still have problems with that one.
Imagine if I was still in Lubbock, my kids would be even more. I'd be like, Sandy.
Where do you live?
I'm up here in Illinois, actually.
Yeah, but he's from Lubbock, so.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep, I've been up here for about 10 years, a little over 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, my family's still all down in Lubbock.
Oh, I kind of miss Lubbock. I do.
Right? It's very mystical.
Yeah, I miss you being in Lubbock too.
I don't know.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that.
Oh, I was talking about Paris.
Freaking jerky.
I just miss being in college. That's what I should say. I miss being in college at Tech, and I miss like the games. Oh my gosh, I just miss game day and everything.
Yeah.
Man, I could
I'll admit. So we have ISU in the city that I'm in right now, Illinois State University, but it never has compared to the same level of Texas Tech when game days happen there. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but okay.
Yeah, you're like, is this a game? Are y'all having a game?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
no, like even when I went back home, so I went back home in my hometown last week, and all my friends went to University of Nevada, Reno, and I was totally not one of those people. I was like, I want to get to my dream college, and I'm going to do it, and I don't care. So they're at University of Nevada, Reno, and I was like, so where's like what do you guys do like on a Saturday night? Like, what about Thursday night? Like, where do you guys go for penny pints and stuff? And they're like, what? And then I'm like, so what do you guys do? And they're like, I don't know. We like chill at home. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, what? So you guys don't go out on Thursday nights? Where's your guys' sorority home? So like, that's right there. And I'm like, what do you guys have chapter or anything? They're like, no, like we actually got kicked off. And I'm just like, oh man, this sucks for you guys.
That's kind of like how it is here.
I'm like, where's your Broadway? Where's Broadway?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Same thing.
Where's your chimneys at?
I'm like, wait, no chimney? It's like, oh, where do you guys celebrate your 21st? Oh, you guys come to Vegas. Oh, okay.
Wow.
But
so that's right. Because you're in Nevada, you said, right?
Yes, I'm in Vegas right now.
You're in Vegas right now. How the temps down there?
Oh, it's hot. It's like I said. I was telling Joe earlier. I was like, Death Valley was 130.
I heard that. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yes,
130.
Yes, but actually, it's dark now. Joe.
So it's like a cool 88, 92.
Yeah. Like our cool is like 80s, 90s, but it was 115. But we actually had a thunderstorm, which was really weird, but it was so nice. But we also have the California fire smoke coming in, and so it's not very pretty.
I did hear a funky story about one of the fires. They were saying about how there was a large one of the areas where they're doing the fire ended up creating its own thunderstorm, its own fire thunderstorm, and it created a fire tornado.
Yeah, that was in Reno, actually, where I grew up. Well, I grew up in Carson, but like my friends go to University of Nevada, Reno, and so that's where I was. Like I was actually in Lake Tahoe, but I went down to Reno, and the fire was just starting when I was there. But they were getting thunderstorms, and it's always the end of the summer. you have to be ready to evacuate. It's just something like we all know the drill.
Oh gosh, that would just stress me out. I
Yeah,
deal
really.
hard with water, but to deal with fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather deal with fire than water.
I was gonna say, Paris can handle it. You forgot she was a volunteer.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
She's a fire. Yep.
Yeah.
Janet Rose says, "Love Paris, my favorite model."
Oh, I love her. She's the best. So that's how I actually got started modeling, because I modeled for her company in Houston, Texas. Yeah, so I got started in pageants, and then from pageants it went to modeling, and it was so crazy. I never thought it would happen.
Right.
All right, Paris. So I'm going to ask you a crazy question here, okay? And it's not because here's the thing: is I've heard people in the past say like pageants aren't like people shouldn't do pageants anymore because they subject women to discriminations or makes them feel less than or objectified or any of those things. So hearing that, or I'm sure you've heard versions of that or other small things, what do you say to people who would say that to you, or would bring that up to deter someone from going into pageants and doing those things?
So are you saying mostly like the people that think like it's old fashioned or it's like disrespectful towards women?
Yes.
That way?
Yes.
Well, old fashioned, I mean, okay, so when you do look back in the old videos of Miss USA, Miss America, and them on their one-piece bikinis and stuff like that, that's super old fashioned. There's certain traditions that make pageants nice, but I feel like pageants have definitely evolved a lot these days. The national queens, the state queens, I mean, me, no one would expect me to be a volunteer firefighter, let alone someone who helped get 2 state laws passed. Like, you wouldn't look at me and think that. And I can tell you there's so many girls I competed against and I know that are like, what are they? Like surgeons. They are working for NASA. Some are medical sales rep for Medtronic. Some are in the military. Some are like pilots in the military. You never know what a girl is going to do when she walks in. So I definitely think like pageants actually are getting to a much broader level, and they're like getting girls more involved that are just unique, and they're showing like women can do anything. Like they can be moms, and then they can be pageant girls in one moment and being on that stage, and then they can be busting their booties in that gym, getting that best body, and then they're also flying planes and protecting our country, and they are Navy pilots. I mean, you name it, these girls are doing everything. So that's one thing I would say is like totally wrong on people thinking that it's old-fashioned, because it just shows like nothing about pageantry is old-fashioned. Discrimination, I kind of understand why people would say that, because they're saying like, I know I've gotten this a lot. Like, why would you let someone judge your body? Well, you know what? I'm going to be honest. If it wasn't for working out and eating proper nutrition, I wouldn't have my modeling career. And if it wasn't for pageants, that wouldn't have happened. So it's like these girls know, I mean, who wants to walk on stage and look really, really chunky and like you just ate after quarantine and you're like got that extra 20 pounds? No one wants to walk on stage looking like that. So I think it's like it holds a woman accountable for just having a healthy lifestyle, not like the best body. It's just showing like it's being a role model in a way of showing women like what it means to actually have a healthy body. It doesn't need to be like the best body in the world. It needs to just show like you know how to take care of yourself, and it's going to set a big role model for your children, possibly girls watching the TV. I mean, it just really motivates you, and that's what motivated me. I'm going to be honest. I lost 30 pounds before I won Miss Nevada Teen, and then I went and like I'll never forget. I was like, I don't need to lose weight. And then I really thought about my nutrition, and I was like, wait, I'm eating Dairy Queen like every single day for lunch. And this is not good. Like I eat Blizzards probably like twice a day. I mean, I'm not kidding. I was not healthy. I thought like fast food was okay to eat.
I
That
eat blizzards
guy.
a lot.
Yes, Paris.
Yeah, you.
Go back and watch all of our episodes and see who has the blizzard in the most.
That guy.
Every
So
time.
I mean, it was not good. And so I realized, okay, I'm going to stick to chicken, veggies. You know, I'm going to get the proper nutrition that I need. I'm going to cut the bad sugar out. And I just lost weight like crazy. I was running. It made me more athletic. I'm going to be honest. I was like, I'm not an athlete. Oh, I realized I'm an athlete and I'm very competitive. And I just kept striving for excellence. Like, I just wanted to be like, you know what? I'm going to set goals for myself. I'm going to achieve it. So I think like it makes women hold themselves accountable for a lot of things, and that's like really important, especially in today's generation and today's world. We need that more.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think what people don't understand about pageant girls is they put in work. It's like it's not just hey, we have a pageant next week. We're just gonna go get a dress and walk the stage or whatever. You guys gals put in work. And
I wish it was that easy. Oh. Oh no! Like I'm not even kidding.
If it was that easy, Joe, I might be in the.
Right.
No, I mean it takes a thought process. I mean, I always just learned, I just need to be ready to go because you never know when I decide to make up my mind a month before pageant and compete like I did just now. But I mean, it's really hard. It's something that like I realized in high school. I mean, I started working out at 4 a.m. and then I would go to school at 7, and then I would work out even after, and then I would make sure I knew I wanted to achieve that goal, so I had to like push myself, and I still do it now that I work. I wake up in the morning really early, go on my run, go to work, go to the gym. So after this, I'm gonna go to the gym. Like I have a national title to go win. Like I can't let myself go. Do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't I have to beat Texas, I'm kidding. No, I don't. I gotta beat. Wait, where are my arms are all mixed up. Wait, I don't know. This is hard. I gotta beat Illinois and Texas. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
I don't even know them.
That's all right.
I don't even know if they had their pageant, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, so I do know that, up here in Illinois. So I'm in Bloomington, and there used to be a woman who was babysitting my daughters when they were younger. She was in pageants up here, and I don't remember which ones now that I'm thinking about. I'm gonna have to ask her because she was legit like all up in it. You know what I mean? Like what you're talking about. Like I can remember her style and stuff, or her lifestyle and things, and she would talk to me about it and things. All of us, and we'd just be like, whoa, and it's funny because when I go to ISU, there's a picture of her in one of the departments. I can't remember which one, but so we always see her there, and we're always taking pictures with her and sending them to her, saying, "Miss Raven, it's you. Look."
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so fun. Yeah, we miss her, and so there's some comments I want to read to you because they're piling up. So I want to make sure.
Oh gosh.
So.
You're a little bit.
Ariana Seaver, I think I said that right? Vincent heard your voice and said, "Hi, princess."
Oh my gosh, I love him. That's my little boyfriend. He's really young. He's really young. But really young. No, but I went to high school with Ari, and she has the hottest, cutest little boy in the world. My boyfriend, and he's like, "Hey, princess." He can't say Paris, so I'll take princess any day.
Oh, that's so cute. And then here we got Kelly Regan. Oh, that's you.
That's my aunt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. From watching Paris since she was 5 compete, I can tell you that she is more than just a beauty queen. She is smart, sassy, loving, and a family girl.
Oh,
very cool.
Look at that, right? Scott says, Avery's confidence has skyrocketed since she started Cinderella. She loves the sisterhood we found in it.
Yeah, same.
That's awesome.
So you always make so many friends in pageants, and you always grow in confidence. Okay, I don't win every single pageant, but I've lost a lot too, and I've won some. But every time I walk away more confident, and I know more about myself. So it definitely helps a woman or a lady,
That's
I should
awesome.
say.
And so is Scott a pageant dad?
Yes, he is. He's in Perup.
So
So Perup is like an hour out of Vegas, and he's really cool. He's the best. He actually came and supported me when I competed in Miss Nevada, so they were there.
Oh,
Nice.
way to go, Scott.
Yeah, he's got more to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Paris is such a great role model for so many girls. Seeing Avery and the other girls cry with happiness when Paris won was priceless.
Oh.
Yes, and
Oh,
they actually had a video of them crying. Like,
oh.
falling when I won. It was so stinking cute. So
That has
cute.
got to be a huge confidence booster too. Like when you know people are emotionally vested in you and you see the reactions, it's got to be like, oh man.
But it's like, what if I lose? Oh my god.
Oh, they would have been crying too.
I was
They
gonna
would
say, crying.
crying too. So.
Exactly.
Gabby says, when I competed for Miss Lubbock, everyone was talking about eating salads and an apple for lunch. I went to first. That's when I knew pageants were not for me.
Yeah, you know Gabby, don't you, Paris?
Yes.
She competed the same year.
Yeah, it's like, I will say, you're around your friends and they're like, oh, let's go to Chick-fil-A, or oh, let's go have that Chimmy's Marg, right? And you're like, I can't, but I'll come watch and I'll hang out, but I can't participate. And that's what I like about pageants. It's like, you can't be messing up in college. You can't be messing up in the public eye. If anyone sees that stuff, like, no. So it's not like just your diet of eating and drinking healthy. It's like, you don't want to be making a fool out of yourself. And
Yeah.
We'll read Miss Lubbock drinking margs.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's fine. Like,
streaking through the quad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it just, you realize that social media is a huge thing in today's society, and so no one's stopping you. I'm 22, so of course I could go have a sip of alcohol, fine, but like, I can't be doing stuff like bad, like on top of the table.
You can't go to a toga party. You can't be in your toga, right?
Yeah, I can't be like just enjoying life like on Chimmy's tables and stuff like that. I couldn't be doing that, but I couldn't be like loving life in level's not a thing anymore. Like library or something like that.
Right.
I always
Shout out.
Yeah.
You like that, Sandy? Joanne's over here. She says, I totally understand your concept. Beauty is on the outside, but the true beauty comes from the inside. Good for you, girl.
That's so true. Like I said, an interview is always probably the most weighted. It's all about your heart, and it's all about the girl and what the girl's been through. Like, every person has a story. I say, like, you meet so many different people every single day, and everyone has a story. And I always feel like everyone, when you look in their eyes, I looked in so many judges' eyes. I looked in so many people's eyes, like whenever I'm working and stuff, and you can see like a sparkle in someone's eye, but you can also see the hurt. And so it's like, those hurts are what people can relate to. So, like, when I talk about my bullying experience, a lot of parents see their child being bullied, or maybe they were experienced bullying. I always, like, whenever I talk about that in interview, I actually had a senator who was a judge of mine. And she was like, my daughter actually was bullied severely, terrible, a year ago. And we had to move schools. And she wasn't even allowed to move schools if it wasn't for my laws that were passed. So thank God that those laws were passed, because then she would have had to suffer in that school and get bullied and stuff like that. But I could tell, like, when I was talking to her, it was like I could see that hurt. But then I could talk about firefighting, and I had a doctor who was a judge, and he was like, yeah, I love making that impact in people's lives and saving people's lives. I'm like, yeah, me too. And like, that's when the positive spark comes out. So it's like, that's how you just connect with people every day. And pageants teach you that. Pageants like prepare you for the real world. And they show that women these days are so diverse, and you never know what someone can bring to the table. So never underestimate a girl these days. I would say that.
True.
I agree with
Those
you.
are good words for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm
Put a
raising.
shirt. I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Never underestimate a girl.
You never underestimate a girl. Yeah.
A girl and her
You get that,
blizzard.
Carrie? Okay.
And her blizzards. A girl and her blizzards.
No.
The blizzard was for Joe.
I haven't had a blizzard in so long. I need one.
Joe's had plenty for us all. Okay, Paris.
Oh,
I know.
what time is it?
Wait, did we see his his Instagram live he did today, he was like in the mirror, he's like, oh, gotta suck in the tummy. And I'm like,
Right, exactly. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
You definitely said that. You were walking around the studio and you're like, oh, there's a mirror, gotta suck my tummy in. I'm like,
Are you ashamed of your blizzard belly?
No, not at all. Not
Is that
only in
okay?
front of a mirror.
The camera, because the camera adds some weight. So
So Paris, I know that your goal is to win Miss America, but how much longer do you plan on actually competing? Or, I know that you said this one was kind of out of the blue. Are you just, just full on into your career now? Or are you like, hey, I'm going to keep doing pageants? Or what do you feel for yourself?
that's so hard because, right now I'm in a place where I have 2 jobs. I'm a medical sales rep, and then as soon as 4:35 hits and I'm not in the doctor's offices and I'm not working with my partner, I'm doing community service as Miss Nevada. I'm attending like dinners, meeting with certain people, planning things as Miss Nevada. I mean, so I have 2 jobs right now, I say, being Miss Nevada and being a medical sales rep. I really didn't plan on doing pageants. I think I probably even told you before. I was like, oh, I'm retired. Like, I'm out of pageants.
Yeah, I could have swore you said that, but okay.
Yeah, I think I said that a lot, actually. And now I made it to Miss Nevada. Unless I get married, there's a Mrs. division, but I don't plan on getting married like in a year or 2 or anything like that. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to wait and see. I have other goals I set for myself for next year when I hand down this title. We have the Vegas Knights hockey team, and I was supposed to audition for that actually tomorrow, but I couldn't do that with so many contracts and with work. I couldn't do it. And it was not going to work as Miss Nevada because I couldn't be Miss Nevada riding along on the ice and then being a cheerleader at the same time. So
they would frown on that, huh?
Yeah, right. I'm like, wait, hold on. So no, I plan on like doing more with maybe Vegas Knights cheerleader. We do have the Raiders now here. I tried out over quarantine for the Raiderettes, and I made it to the final round. And obviously, I feel like God had a different plan in mind for me, obviously, because I think if I made it to that final round, I wouldn't be Miss Nevada right now. And I decided to compete for this pageant. So I don't know. It's a mystery, but for right now, I think like I'm done with all the pageants I've did. Like I won all the ones I can compete in. I can't do anything. If I don't win this national title, then I'm just Miss Nevada, and it's a lot of responsibility still. But unless I get married, that's the only division I have. And my boyfriend's halfway across the country, so I don't think that's gonna happen. And he's busy playing football, so I don't know. I mean, we don't even talk about marriage because we're like, we gotta get our careers and life together, and then we'll think about that.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I don't even think he knew, and I tell him everything. He didn't even know I was competing until like 3 weeks ago. I was like, oh, by the way, I'm doing a pageant. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. And
it's like, oh, you were busy. I said it in passing.
No, it was like through FaceTime. Yeah.
Just in case, there is the Battleborn Derby Demons in Reno, Nevada, which is the women's roller derby team.
Oh.
In case that interests you, I'm just throwing that out there for you. I just looked them up, and they're there. So
that's not a talent of mine. I really can't skate. That's my mom. My mom's like amazing at rollerblading. I am not like at all. Like I don't even know how she got so good. I'm terrible. I mean, she used to rollerblade in San Francisco because she grew up in San Francisco. So she just went up and down those streets. You put me on skates, I will die. Like, I wear the highest skills in the world, but if no, that's not my thing. But, I mean, I am pretty competitive. I learned that from pageants. Pageants bring out the best and maybe the worst in girls. I mean, you're seeing, like, girls get pretty intense with their competition. And that just goes to show that, you know, I've known people that, not me personally, but I know, like, if you do a pageant and there's something out there on social media and it's not good, then people who are very competitive can find it really fast and they'll send it in. So
those little snitches.
Like, I know. But hey, we're
Little Carmelas.
But it's the best role model they're looking for, right? So it's like,
right.
At least,
okay. Yeah.
A lot of girls get really competitive in that way, and I think competition can bring the best and worst of everybody. So
Right.
you see it all the time, but I always think it's good to be competitive because you learn how to have a good poker face, and then when it's finally time to present, like, your dresses, your everything that you prepare for pageant is a secret until you get there, and then it's like, these are my secret weapons, and like that's like competition time, and you just learn to always be on your A game. Oh, I love it. It's like a good thrill. I love seeing the little girls like Avery. I loved seeing like the little girls like be like, oh, I can't wait to shine, and then like, oh, yes, like
Nice.
yes, girl.
That's
like,
it.
And you're like, yeah, that's the one. Like, I mean, when I was doing hair and makeup for them, I think I was more competitive, like, as one of the mentors and girls that are doing their hair and makeup. These girls are like little. I mean, the oldest one was 14. And I remember just being like on the floor, I'm curling their hair as they're preparing for, after they did a talent. They're amazing dancers, way better than me, I think. And then I'm getting them ready for the formal wear, and I'm doing their hair, and I'm like, okay, remember to just act natural. Like, don't go too crazy. I'm like so competitive. And then I'm running. I mean, I ran in heels and a short dress, and I was like running from the stage to like backstage because I had to fix them in between. And I was like so excited. I was like, come on, girl, bring it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I could never be a mom. Like I could never have a daughter in a pageant or a child.
Oh.
I say pageant is a sport. And after my boyfriend watched it, he's like, yeah, pageant's like football, but like it's like a different
Prettier.
game, man. I mean, yeah, it could be prettier. So when a girl falls on the stage, that's not so pretty. And that happens a
Oh,
lot.
I know. Oh,
Yeah. Or
I think we
watching
have
a
one more
girl-
question for you, Paris.
we do. Let me end the comment real quick. It says, it's from Kelly again. Couldn't be more proud to watch Paris grow. Love you and see you soon.
I know, we have my brother's wedding to go
Oh,
to.
congratulations, brother.
I know, I'll be in Lubbock for it.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Oh, is Joe going to be doing the photos?
No.
He's doing the wedding photos.
Yeah.
Do you not do wedding photos?
I hate wedding photos.
Okay, so
Guys.
if I ever get married, Joe, will you be my wedding photographer?
What? But probably not.
Well, you do. Your starting package is 10,000.
Right, exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Starting package.
Yeah, I started out really high, and then people like, okay, I'll call you back. All right, cool.
And then when they call back again because he's scared they might actually book him, he'll be like, "Oh, it just
Oh,
went up
I'm sorry. It
again."
just went up to 12,000.
I had a rate increase.
Right.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
Carrie's asking Paris, what is the oddest thing that has happened to decrown a queen that you know about, or one thing that used to decrown queens that no longer is an issue?
We need
So
scoop.
like losing your crown?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So that's always like the bad things that they do. There was a girl, I think you can look her up. She was Miss North Carolina maybe, or Miss Nevada. I don't remember. But she was a cute blonde. And she was trying to be skinny in the most unhealthy way possible. She was doing drugs, like certain drugs that make you skinny, you know? And it was out in the public that she did it at a club, actually. She was doing it on the table.
Oh, my
And-
goodness.
She missed that whole part you were talking about earlier, huh? Like the public image.
Yeah. Yeah, like, hi, let me take my phone out and videotape it.
Oh my
But, you know,
Snitches don't get stitches in pageant world.
no, it's like you're cut. And that was one thing. It was like a public thing, though. She had to do a speech, I mean, this was this was Miss USA, so this was when USA was really pushing, like, trying to like get the best girl possible every single way. So girls were like, I can be everything, like I can do it, and they're like, I gotta eliminate the girls now. You know what I mean? So that was a way to, but that girl, like, she needed to get crowned or dethroned, I should say. But that was like one thing that was just in the public that I always have remembered since I was a little girl, because I watched it on, I think it was like the nightly news with my mom, and I was like, no, she's so pretty. She's a blonde too. I love her.
Tara. Her name was Tara.
Oh,
Wow.
see, you found her.
Tara Connor.
Yes.
Yep.
So she was
2006. You're right. 2006. Yep.
What year? What title was she?
Miss. Well, it says competitions Miss USA 2006 and Miss Universe 2006.
But not what? Oh, okay.
I think she was like a North Carolina or South Carolina, or I swear the incident happened here in Vegas, maybe. I don't know. But I know that's like, but I'll be honest, like in college, especially when I was in Miss Lubbock, I was in Greek life. It was hard to not like,
New York.
It was like in New York. She was New York.
It says a New York nightclub.
Oh, she was in New York when it happened.
When she got in
we still don't know
trouble.
which.
Oh yeah, when she got in trouble. That's where
She
the
was
club's
living
at.
it up at New York Fashion Week.
Right.
But no, I would just say, like, when I was in Lubbock, though, like, people were always kind of like, is she going to mess up? And it's like, nope, I'm not.
They had their phones ready, didn't they? They're like, there's Paris. There's Paris.
Smile, Paris.
Yeah, like, I never, and I knew, like, never have any, even if you have a water bottle, like, the rule was in pageants, you sign a contract, you will not take a picture with anything in your hand. So, like I can have this water bottle, but who says it's water? Like, it could be vodka. You don't know.
Right.
So, you don't know. You can just be trying to hydrate. No.
It smells like vodka.
But they're only smelling it. So it's like you just never can have anything in your hands in a picture, let alone at a party, let alone anywhere you are. If you're over 21, like, it's fine. Just keep it classy and don't be bad. But honestly, if it wasn't for pageants, I wouldn't have been able to model with Joe. And
right, exactly.
Pageants
And that's the real reason. That's the real reason.
But
Paris,
pageants
time is flying. It's so
Okay, bye,
fun.
That's so fast.
Not so fast, Paris. Hold on.
Later.
We do want to give you some time to kind of give a shout out to anything out there that you want to. So this is going to some time we give you. You can tell us what your favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe is, or if you have a brand or something else that you want to kind of promote. This is your time to do that. So we're going to give you the screen, okay?
Okay, sounds good. So I just want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank, like, everybody who supported me in pageants and took the time to listen to this. But I would just say, if you're ever interested in pageants, just try to be the best version of yourself and prepare. Just prepare to be, like, the best person out there on the stage and in the interview. And honestly, you can just set any goal and you can achieve it. I mean, I pretty much do that every single day, and it just takes a lot of hard work and dedication. And my favorite blizzard is
Yes.
What is it?
Chocolate Extreme. I'm a huge chocoholic.
Wow.
Nice.
I really want that. And so anyway, Joe, I swear if you post one of those, I'm gonna be so mad because I really
Chocolate
am craving
Extreme.
one. Yeah, I love chocolate extreme with chocolate ice cream. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't put vanilla in it. No, I just want all chocolate. So anyway, that's pretty much it on that. But really, like, just be the best. You have a child hitting you.
Yes, I do. He's abusing me.
That happens a lot,
Can you
too.
get me a chocolate extreme blizzard?
Rude.
Doesn't Dairy Queen close by now in Texas?
Yeah, actually it closed at 10:30, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I can go
It's-
get a
it's
Sonic Blast.
It's okay. In Nevada, we're still open. Like, everything's 24/7 here. So,
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd be huge.
You would. Actually, no, that's not even funny because Houston, my boyfriend, he eats a lot, and like we had a 24-hour Carl's Jr. and it was like 1 a.m. He came and visited, and he was like, "Can we go get a burger?" And he ended up ordering like 3 burgers, an ice cream, cookie. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
You're like, I don't even know what to do. I just order an order.
He's like, "Do you want anything?" I'm like, "No, it's 1. Like, why would I want anything?" Yeah, you know what? Give me a fried zucchini. I'm like, who doesn't want fried zucchini at 1 a.m? So,
After 1 o'clock, it's weird. It's like everything messes up. You're like, you don't know if you want breakfast, lunch, dinner, and so you end up getting everything. Everything. You're like, just whatever I want, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and he was like, I gained so much weight when I was there, and I was like, well, you ate like all the time, like while you were dead. And he ate ice cream. Yeah,
that's what happens when you eat at 1 a.m.
Yeah, or you eat blizzards every day, Joe.
Oh,
get on him, Paris. Get on him.
I feel like somebody's like trying to tell me something.
Right.
So, Paris, we also like to ask all of our guests before they leave us to give us a topic for a future episode. So, with that in mind, do you have a topic that you can give us for a future episode?
Oh, I would say the life of a sorority girl at Texas Tech.
Oh.
And the truth.
The truth.
Is that PG-13?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, I'm good then.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me look up what's the definition of PG-13. No, I would probably, I don't know. It'd have to be appropriate then. No, not appropriate.
She said it's not.
You did see the kid's arm beating the dad earlier, right? They watched it. So.
Yeah, maybe actually no. That would hurt like a girl.
Okay.
Her parents would not be happy. I would probably say, yeah, give her a black screen. No, actually, sorority life was a lot of fun. I would say, darn, that's so hard. I would probably say that life of a Texas Tech athlete, just to show like maybe the positives. I mean, with what happened just now in Texas Tech, like with the basketball team, like just show like the good things, you know, like what an athlete's life is really like. I mean, it's not always going to be easy, but you know, just maybe one of the big players. I mean, if only Pat Mahomes was still there, you guys could interview him. But
oh yeah,
I know. But maybe like
our people have been in contact with him, and so we might hear back sometime.
We don't know that. We don't know that he's really up to our caliber yet, but he's getting close. He's getting close.
But I would definitely say like the life of a Texas Tech athlete, just to show, you know, how it is hard. But at the same time, they have a reputation to keep too.
Perfect.
Done. It's in. Locked in.
It's locked in.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much, and it's so late there.
Paris,
You're
you did
pleasure
awesome.
being on here. Thank you so much.
Wait,
I even had my
we're basically. Oh, let's
next to
see
me.
it.
Oh, you guys want to see it?
Wow! Wait a minute. What was that?
That was
It's a
her banner.
crown box, and then here's my crown. Oh wait.
Oh shit! How come you didn't have that thing on during the whole time?
I wore it.
I would have.
Headache.
Oh, look at that!
It gives us a headache, but we still wear it.
Paris, shit! I didn't even think to ask about those things.
So it's funny because after they win, the thing for them to do is to pretend like they're going to sleep with it. So they take pictures of them sleeping with the
Really?
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You see, that's why Joe could never work at Disney. He could never.
I sleep in this every night.
That is awesome.
You're like,
Paris.
I'm always there. So Paris should help us sign off.
That on you the whole time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's stop.
No, I don't want to wear it. I want to be Paris. I don't want to be all crowned and
I know, but you accomplished something.
I know.
Awesome.
A big
just
something,
the
yeah.
first step. Just the first step.
Yeah.
Paris, I just want to thank you for bringing positivity and lighting us on the questions that Jamie asked and the whole, you know, that was, I did not know that side of the pageants and what you could learn and the valuable lessons that you get. So thank you so much for telling us that. I appreciate that.
Of course. So if you guys have any daughters, get them in pageants.
Right. I've got boys. Go get your daughters in there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Paris. we're gonna let you go so we can finish up, and we're already past the time, which is easy to do with you apparently. Oh,
You're like, I'll never again.
Right.
that's not a bad thing. So don't take it as a bad thing, okay?
Yeah, don't take it as a bad thing. Yeah, and you're welcome to hang out in the green room until we finish up, and then we can talk to you a little bit more if you'd like. So,
Well, I got a gym appointment at 9 to be at, so I gotta get.
Oh, you gotta get going. Okay.
All
I
right.
gotta get
Well,
working out.
Paris, it was awesome. Awesome having you on. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, guys.
Have a good night.
Good
Have a good
night.
workout. Bye.
Oh, I
Enjoy your
will.
workout. Yeah.
I'll post it.
I'm gonna go get my Blizzard. That's what I'm gonna
Oh
go.
gosh.
Oh
Good
my
night,
God.
Paris.
Goodbye.
Be safe.
Bye.
Bye. Well, how much fun was she, y'all?
She was so much fun, and Jamie, I'm glad you asked some of those questions because I'm like, I had no idea. I just thought you were like, look at me,
Right.
No, yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I didn't think those things, but I've never talked to anyone. Well, like I mentioned, the babysitter we used to have, but we didn't ever really talk about her pageants. And honestly, I'd be like, "You'll win it anyway." So there's not
Right.
much to talk about.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people think that they're very superficial, that those pageants are kind of superficial, and that they don't really they focus on the wrong things. But you could tell that that's not what she feels competing in those things. So
yeah.
I'm glad you made that comment, Sandy, because I agree with you completely. Like, it was good hearing from someone, their perspective who's doing it. And yeah,
Because we're just on the outside looking in, and when you're flipping through the stations, all you see is some beautiful woman just walking, whether
Mhm.
she's in a suit, in a gown, or something, and then you flip on through, and then you think, oh look, just showing off her body, just something like that. We
Right.
don't
To be
see the
honest,
rest
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was awesome. Thank you for bringing her on.
Appreciate that, Joe. Yeah. Good
Yep.
guess.
She's
I
a
did
good
want
one.
to ask her. I forgot to ask her. I wanted to ask her how, did y'all remember that Miss America where her response was like this weird, like,
Yes.
oh my, I don't even know how to describe it. Do you know what I'm talking about, Sandy?
Because of the Africa and the US.
Yes. The students and the money, and it was just like, what is going on here?
and the United States of America. The way she said it, yes. Whenever you guys said that about the pageant, that was like the first thing that played in my head. That's all I know about pageants.
Right, exactly.
And it's funny seeing that, but I wanted to ask her, like, what's going through their minds when they're making those responses, because I don't believe she was an idiot. I have to believe that she was just like
frazzled.
yeah, exactly,
Right.
like,
Well,
anyway.
and that's the part of it though. It's like you have to learn how to hold your poise, and because Paris was telling me actually a while back that for the interview questions, stuff like that, she reads up on current events. She forms opinions about things. Like, she has to know what's going on because she's expecting a harder question. And so if you don't prepare yourself in that way, when that hard question comes along, you're going to spout stuff out that's just like world peace or whatever.
That poor girl did that. I mean, it was bad. I felt so bad for her. But I mean, I laughed. I mean, I didn't feel that bad. I laughed.
Right, exactly.
Stinking Gabby, look at her. I would be the one to do that.
Yep.
We need to find that one. That was pretty bad.
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll look for it in the after show. All right, everyone.
Tomorrow's the
are.
big day.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tomorrow's
This
the
is
big
crazy.
100.
100, everyone. Oh, wow. Is it surreal for you guys a little bit? Because it's been kind of weird for me this week.
100 days, 100 episodes.
100 episodes. And
It's
then
like
a season finale the next day.
Oh, I won't be here.
Won't be here for his own season finale.
Just,
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that.
wait, what's the name? Say right there. What's the name? Right there. Right there. What's that name? Right
2%
there.
effort, Joe.
Right there.
No effort, 2%.
Right, exactly. So yeah, unfortunately, I have to go travel on that day. I might make it into the after show though. So there's that.
Good. So so just to be honest, we've got a star-studded cast coming in tomorrow night, guys. It's going to be busy over here on the Social and Distancing show. We've mentioned it before, but there's topics that we just couldn't devote an entire episode to. And we're going to be bringing some of those topics up for our panel tomorrow so that everyone can answer them. And we can make a whole episode out of it while enjoying our 100th episode and kind of being the final big hoorah before we sign off for a short while, and then come back here on Friday, because Friday, if we end on the high on Thursday, we're gonna kind of be a little on the low on Friday, mellow.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be doing our
So mellow
our
that
tree
some of
crime.
us aren't going to be here.
Yeah, I guess so. And
Some
he
of us
mentioned
would
that before I said the mellow part. So he was like, I'm gonna mellow myself out of here.
Yeah,
That's what he
he's like-
said.
I'm like, peace out.
Yeah. But we will have a guest host on, and it'll be exciting to have him come on since he's about to start his own show on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so DJ Sound Effects will be filling in for Joe on Friday.
Yay,
Nice.
we're going to have a guest ghost.
We're gonna have a
Mhm.
guest beatboxer. That's what we're gonna do. Beatbox ghost.
I'll tell you what the producer said
What?
in the after show.
Oh. All right, everyone. We love you. Thanks for hanging out with us a little bit longer tonight, and we hope you have a wonderful evening.
Good
We'll see you
night,
tomorrow.
everybody.
And as usual,
Remember to wash your hands.
for at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night, everyone.
Animals. See, that time I
Animal.
ended with a Z.
So
Animals.
I didn't get to tell everyone, but my shirt, everyone, I wore my special tie-dye shirt because my youngest daughter made this for me for my birthday. That was her gift.
Awesome.
Nice.
And she made it specifically red and blue because, well, if I have to explain it, then
Yeah, then
it's not fun.
They don't even know you.
Yeah. They haven't seen that side of
Carrie,
me
that
yet.
was